Hey, I'm William Baxter.
And I'm Paul Bell.
Alright folks, it's been about a week since the long-awaited release of Batman v Superman, The Dawn of Justice. I'm going to get off real quick here and everything. I can remember 3 years ago, I was watching stuff on the YouTube app here, and I saw this thing where, Comic-Con was happening out there in San Diego. It was around that time. And it said Zack Snyder's reveal for Man of Steel 2. I'm like, oh, cool, I want to check this out, because I thought Man of Steel is Zack Snyder's masterpiece. So I watch it and everything, and Zack Snyder's talking and everything, and he's saying, yeah, we're going to be doing Man of Steel, another Man of Steel. And then he brings out the actor who played the General.
Yeah.
And then, the guy who played the General and everything, not General Zod, but the Air Force General. He's, they're very subdued, very dressed nicely and everything, and like very Shakespearean, poetic type of mannerisms and everything. He has his glasses, and he's like, holding his glasses to himself and everything, and he's reading these lines. And he's like, I want you to remember. I want you to remember with my hand to your throat who it was that beat me. And I'm thinking, that's from The Dark Knight Returns. And then this lights turn off in Hall H, and then I'm thinking, oh my God, is this really going to happen? And then you see the logo. The Batman logo with the Superman crest in the middle and everything. You're like, about freaking time.
There you go.
Batman's going to be in the next Superman movie.
There's been only how many animated series adaptations?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it had to come live action eventually.
And nowadays it was the time to do it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then when it came down to a few months, maybe like 6 months later or something, I'm working at night and everything, and then I get this text from the wife saying, Ben Affleck's new Batman. I'm like, what? And I'm thinking, is this April Fool's? I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And then I'm like, and then she tells me it's reported. I'm like, bull. I text it back and everything. And she said, no, it's from abcnews.com. And like, and my wife, doesn't know the jargon of stuff like that when it comes to ABC, NBC, Fox, and all that. I'm like, oh my God. And you were there that night.
Yeah, I was there.
And I looked like a man who was literally walking around lost in the store and everything.
He was waiting for somebody to tell him it was a joke or something. He walked up to at least 5 different people about 10-15 minutes before lunch.
Yeah.
Did you hear Ben Affleck's the new Batman? Did you hear?
I'm walking around going, what's going on here? Ben Affleck's Batman?
Just yelling out shenanigans in the whole store. Just, no, it can't be.
Anyway, and then as time gone on and everything, I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is going to be something. I don't know. And then all of a sudden, I hear the news that Gal Gadot has been cast as Wonder Woman. And we just talked about this earlier, how Wonder Woman is, not a heavy-set woman or a skinny woman, but she's very, very toned, very muscly, very, kind of like an MMA fighter woman is and everything. And Gal Gadot is like the skinniest woman in the world. And I'm like, what? This skinny, crawny-looking bad actress is Wonder Woman? And I could have thought of thousands of other actresses that could have been cast and everything. And all this stuff that's been going on, and I mean,
it's like we were talking about earlier. I think most people's problem with the casting wasn't so much her previous body of work or whatnot. You look at a character, you see somebody get cast for that character, you want to be able to draw a parallel between the source material and who was cast.
Yeah.
And Wonder Woman's an Amazon. She's a big, brawny, muscular chick. So
Lucy Lawless was approached back in the 90s. She passed. I mean, Catherine Zeta-Jones had passed me. But I mean, as I said, and then we came, with Ben Affleck as Batman. He did Daredevil, and then I didn't find anything wrong with Daredevil, but
plenty of other people did.
Yeah. But and then of course the whole Bennifer thing, and his career had kind of slumped there for a while, and then it has started to get back since he's directed his last 3 movies, and his last 4 movies have been great and everything. Gone Girl, Gone Baby Gone, The Town, and Argo, which he got an Oscar for as when it came to producing, got Best Picture. So, I mean, the more I thought about it, the more I've been, the whole Batfleck thing kind of somber down and everything. I started feeling a little more at ease. I'm thinking, okay, this makes sense. But as you were saying, she just didn't fit the part of Wonder Woman.
I don't know. while, at first look, you wouldn't have thought she fit, I thought she did rather well.
Yeah, she did do well.
She's a good-looking woman, the demeanor she brought to it, the playfulness off of Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
as we had
the
discussed.
flirting.
Yeah, the flirting, it all worked well. I think it was a simple case of, getting the right direction, less of the acting.
Yeah, but as I said, all that to the side, and then finally, people saying, oh, Superman's going to be pushed aside and everything. There's going to be a whole Batman movie, basically. And now that I've seen the movie, and I've heard all the criticism and everything, so this is why the video's late and everything. I wanted to hear all the criticism first. I don't find nothing wrong with this movie.
No.
This movie is exactly what I came in to see, and when I walked out, is exactly what I came to saw. Because Batman, Superman in the movie at the same time. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see that spectrum, that big live action moment and everything where the both of them are face to face, like when Batman and Superman, because I've seen it on YouTube all the time and everything with them, where Superman's ripping the top canopy off of the Batmobile, and I've seen it so many times, but when I saw it right there on a big screen, I got goosebumps and I broke out into a big smile.
Yeah.
Because this was the moment I've been waiting for almost 30 years for. And did you have the same reaction?
I thought personally it was an awesome movie. I didn't find anything wrong with it. There was some people that had a problem with the timeline, how everything was put into the movie. Some people had problems with editing. Some people thought, visually it wasn't as impressive as it should be. I didn't find anything wrong with this movie. The actors, I thought, did very well.
Jeremy Irons was awesome in this movie.
He was an awesome Alfred, and that's saying something because Michael Caine did. He knocked it out of the park.
But the bantering between him and Ben Affleck's
character. You know what it was? Yeah. It was as simple as this. In my opinion, you could not have had Michael Caine be Alfred in this movie.
Yeah.
Michael Caine's a lighter character. He brings a lot of levity to his roles. But Jeremy Irons, just in contrast to Ben Affleck's darker Batman, just worked really well.
Oh, yeah.
The banter between the two of them, the back and forth, it was awesome. He did very awesome.
Yeah, and it said, Amy Adams, elegant as usual.
You sure it's not because she's a redhead?
She's not really a redhead. She's actually naturally blonde. Best of both worlds on that.
There you go. There you go.
Now we can get her to be a brunette.
What would that be, like the hat trick or the trifecta, right?
Oh, it would be it all.
There you go.
Anyway, you said, the darker tone and everything, people were complaining about it.
Yeah.
Not on top of the editing and, the multiple storytelling and everything. But Dark Knight was probably the darkest comic book movie I had ever seen.
Yeah.
And this movie, though it was dark, it wasn't that dark. You took your 4-year-old nephew.
Yeah, Wyatt loved it. There was not a moment that his eyes weren't glued to the screen. Even when the movie slowed a little bit or something like that, he was just in awe.
And I'm so glad I was able to take my kids and everything, my 2 boys, Asher and Phoenix and everything, because this is a moment I've been waiting for 30 years, and I got to share that moment with them and everything. I said, you guys want to sit in the back? No, we want to sit up front.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I understand, and then, as we were talking about, the casting and everything, Gal Gadot, being Wonder Woman, she ended up being one of the best parts of the movie. Again, one of the best parts of the movie. I had a lot of speculation and a lot of doubt about her being this, playing this this character. And then, of course, as we were saying, who got mentioned the most in this movie?
Yeah.
It was Superman.
Well, there wasn't a point where he wasn't mentioned or, in
exactly
some way, shape, or form set up the scene that was there.
Exactly. So, Superman was not pushed aside in any way, shape, or form. Physically, he may not have been on the screen all the time, but,
that's just going to be a complaint you're going to have from, if you were a Batman fan and there was, less screen time for Batman, you'd have been upset. If you're a Superman fan, there's less screen time for Superman, you're going to be upset. You're going to have the same thing in May when it's, Civil War.
Exactly.
Oh, there wasn't enough Captain America, or there wasn't enough Iron Man. It's going to be the same deal.
Exactly.
But when you have that many, high-profile characters in a movie, somebody's going to get, a little less screen time than another, but it doesn't mean that they're being left out.
Yeah, because It was basically two movies.
Yeah.
It was a Batman movie and a Superman movie, and in the middle and everything, you got Wonder Woman to boot and everything. You got the DC trifecta. You know, they got the Trinity and everything, as they're like to be referred to. As I said, I really don't have anything bad to say about this. You know,
That's an awesome movie.
Again,
I think they just did an awesome job.
Yeah. I mean, the oddest thing was, you know, the scene with Aquaman with the underwater camera and everything was a little bit odd and out of place, but it didn't bother me.
No.
Like it seems to bother everybody else, but I have absolutely loved this film.
Well, you know, they need to be taken as what they were, just small cameos in order to set up a bit of an origin story.
Yes, and this is what this movie is.
Yeah.
Is this a setup movie? Again, this is what I got from this with Ben Affleck's Batman. You can put anybody in the costume. Hell, George Clooney did it. But you know, it's got to take somebody to beat Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And Ben Affleck brought it, and he brought the raw emotion, the paranoia, the bitterness, the anger, and everything, the rage and everything, raw emotional rage. And then Henry Cavill's and everything's Clark Kent, Superman, brought the heart, the hope, the outsider, and the compassion for the human race, and you know, and that's what he brought and everything, and it ran right into each other like two asteroids and everything, and it worked well. These guys worked well together when they finally were on the scenes together, in the scene together, and you know, Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
People have been complaining about Jesse Eisenberg. I'll say this about this: he was a take on these social media conglomerates like Mark Zuckerberg and everything. A lot of people, you know, think he's a very shrewd businessman, very smart, very intellect, and you know, neurotic in some ways, and you know, eccentric and everything. And was his way of taking Lex Luthor, because that's the way. You know, Lex Luthor was in two ways been looked at as this: a mad scientist and the 1980s businessman, which, you know, are two different types of evil that we have associated evil with over the decades. But you know, this is a new way of looking at that and putting his spin on it and everything, because you know, he was allowed to portray this character in a different way and allowed to, you know, embellish it a little bit and everything. And I think Jesse Eisenberg did a great job. I mean, you were saying, you know,
well, you know, he came into it as a younger Lex Luthor. You know, he wasn't.
He was basically like Luthor Jr.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they actually referenced that in the movie.
Yeah, and you know what? They're probably going to end up being a clone. They did that in the comics.
That would be pretty cool. But I mean, you know, I think coming in as a younger Lex Luthor, you know, he was, as much as, you know, he was the villain, he was also kind of the comedic relief.
Yeah, in a way, yes.
At the same time, just the way he portrayed Lex Luthor, giving him that extra, you know, playfulness and whatnot. I think, especially towards the end of the movie, you see him kind of get more weary, more, you know, thought behind who, you know, the character is. So I imagine, you know, we're going to see a much more, you know, mature Lex Luthor in future films.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I thought he did an excellent job.
And if you haven't found it on YouTube yet and everything, they've got a deleted scene called Communion, where it's a tie-in to the New Gods and everything. When Lex Luthor was in a trance or something on the Kryptonian spaceship that crashed. So take a look at that. I said the ending did catch me off guard. I'm thinking, wow, they went there. Yeah. You know, with the Death of Superman storyline.
I wasn't surprised when I saw Doomsday. You know, that was logic. If they were going to follow the story, which they did very, very well, in my opinion. You know, you were going to see the death of Superman.
Yeah.
You know, it shouldn't have been a surprise.
I mean, it was The Dark Knight Returns and Superman, the Death and Life of Superman story arcs that were in the DC Comics, and those were the two best story arcs that Batman and Superman's ever had in their separate...
They meshed it very well, is what they did.
I said they meshed well.
Yeah.
But I said, can't say enough about this movie. I mean... Yeah, was as good as Man of Steel? No, because this is a different movie. You have to look at it as a different movie. It's not a Man of Steel sequel. It is a movie of its own, but it is also a setup movie.
Well, you know, it's like Creed, which we did a review on.
Yeah.
You know, while it acknowledges the previous universe, the previous movies and everything, it is its standalone piece.
Yeah.
It is its own piece of art, you know.
Oh, yeah. And I had to say, my favorite scene, and you got the text in mid movie, which I don't do. I don't even text my wife in the movie and everything when I'm watching the movie. But when the new Batmobile came out of that warehouse and everything, I'm like, all right, now we're in it, And
I believe the exact part where I got the text and the look across the aisle of the Batman clips Superman with the Batmobile. It rolls a little ways, hits that warehouse. He stands up, rips the canopy off. He goes nuts. All of a sudden, I get a text at the same time. Yes!
And I'd seen that scene so many times. It's been played on YouTube a lot and everything, but when seeing it on the big screen, because that's the first time you see Clark Kent as Superman, Bruce Wayne as Batman, stand up face to face one another and everything, and I'm like, damn, it's here. It's finally actually happened. I'm actually watching this movie.
Yeah.
And I just absolutely, the Batmobile chase and everything with against Lex Luthor's goons and everything, and people also were complaining that Batman's killing people. No, these assholes were killing themselves for getting in Batman's way. And the dream sequence with Batman with the gun.
Are you implying it was suicide by Batman?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Accidental suicide. Vehicle. Yeah.
I don't know that you can. Shooting yourself while you're cleaning your gun, that's accidental suicide.
Well, no, they were trying to mess with Batman. That's that's an accident all of itself.
Well, that's like some more
and that's
poking at
too.
a poisonous snake.
Accidental suicide.
There you go. Death by stupidity.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But people were complaining, Batman was using a gun. That was a dream sequence in a possible future where Batman must have gotten desperate. So you can nix that and everything, not worry about that, and shut up about it. Paul, your favorite part?
It's gonna sound corny, but the actual fight scene in the exosuit of Batman versus Superman, the two of them in that fight scene was just. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, the use of the kryptonite gas.
Yeah, that was actually...
that was awesome. I thought that was probably the smartest way he could have really thought about taking down Superman.
And it really brought down
besides
Batman
that giant
science.
kryptonite spear.
Yeah.
I like the shock value of the spear. It wasn't some sort of kryptonite bullet. It wasn't, a kryptonite capsule, box of kryptonite that we've seen, in the animated series 100 times. It was a full-on damn spear that he could plunge into concrete, all right?
Yeah.
That right there says, I'm aiming to kill this guy.
Yeah.
And
the suit was very close to the Dark Knight Returns.
It was very well done. I mean, the fight sequence between the two of them, they had just the perfect amount of give and take between the actors. They really just, it was like seeing... the animated series come to life.
And one thing that really you never seen in any of the other Batman movies was when, getting to see, one, the entrance to the Batcave and that river going down in there, very reminiscent of the Arkham games. But when Batman, racing into that tunnel and everything to the Batcave and, banging up against everything, being careless with the Batmobile. And then when he got out of the Batmobile, he took off the cowl. He just, took it off very easily and everything, and he was there with the cape, just the suit, and not wearing the cowl. You never saw that in another Batman movie.
No.
Anything, even the Adam West Batman, you never saw him do that. And just to see that difference of how they're taking it and everything, because, this was so close to a comic book.
Yeah.
And still able to keep it in real life type of motif and everything, but... everything just felt right to me, Even Batman's, you'd see that he had, sewn into his glove brass knuckles, I mean, everything about this Batsuit was awesome and everything. I mean, I've got a Batman cowl. I want to get the Ben Affleck one now. I mean, I've got the Michael Keaton Batman Returns one.
Is the Affleck cowl for the bad days, Keaton, it's the light, good days, kind of just, yes, I'm Batman. Affleck days, I'm gonna rip your head off while being Batman.
There you go.
There you go.
That'd be perfect. But anyway, love this movie. I give it. You know what? The rating I'm gonna give. I've been giving it out like candy lately and everything, but 10 out of 10. Yeah. Another great comic book movie. We got Civil War coming up next.
Stuck to the source material. was able to reach a lot of fans
Yeah.
who have grown up with them storylines. I agree. It was an awesome movie.
I'm not a critic. I like to think I am, but I'm not a critic. But
I
I'm
don't
not
know
gonna...
that you could ever knock Batman.
No.
Yeah, I don't think he's capable of doing it.
Yeah. Batman and Robin. I have knocked that film.
Yeah, not like some people would. There are some people that film is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I give it a 10 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
Again, I give it a 10 out of 10. I love this film. I cannot wait, because July, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Is that it comes out on Blu-ray and DVD, and we're going to get a 3-hour director's cut, which is R-rated. And I'm thinking, you're actually going to be getting an R-rated Batman with more beatdown and more ass-kicking. And I mean, this is going to go perfectly well. You get a PG-13 version, you get the R-rated version, and everything. Best of both worlds for my kids and for myself, and it'll be nicely needed with the rest of my
feelings the R-rated version is going to be out in the bat shed. There might be an intervention of some sort. This man might be watching it like repeatedly over.
I'm going to analyze the hell out of this film.
Over.
I'm going to go, yes. Yeah.
13 minutes, 51 seconds, and 5 milliseconds in, this happened.
The fist went into the guy's face at the 30-degree angle, just the way they did in Dark Knight Returns. Yeah, okay. And Batman: The Killing Joke, he pushed a guy in like an angle of 43. Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's gonna be terrible.
I got a problem.
Yeah.
Anyway, once again, Paul, what's your rating?
It's a good thing Batman's a fictional character. You might try to stalk him.
I may actually try to be Batman. I went to work dressed as Batman.
They have those superhero guys, the documentaries.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. On my worst days, I think I could be a supervillain. But overall,
what are you guys doing? I'm Batman. He's Bane.
I wouldn't be Bane. I don't think I could pull off the South American angle. No.
Oh, you just do the Tom Hardy. You got the mask. You just do the Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I could kind of go with the whole, like Solomon Grundy, just a few days without sleep, a couple fits of Jack, just Paul needs sleep, punching things. But yeah, just an awesome movie. It was definitely something you should check out. As many critics as have a problem with this, I'm telling you, there are far more people that are pleased with this. I personally, talking to people who have seen it, I haven't heard a bad thing about it.
Yep.
Other than from the critics.
Yeah. I mean, I think what the thing is that some people were expecting Shakespeare and Citizen Kane wrapped in the comic book motif. And, I was just happy to see Batman v Superman on the screen. And I've been waiting 3 years. Again, my brother, as I said, I've told you this, my brother pegged years ago that Affleck was going to be Batman. And he knew, I wasn't against Ben Affleck or anything. I always liked Ben Affleck. I didn't think he was the greatest actor in the world, but I always liked him in Kevin Smith films. But
that's saying something.
Yeah. But I just didn't see him as Batman. I just couldn't do it. And he's like, he's gonna be Batman. No, I'm telling you. And this is this is how my brother was. He's gonna be a Batman. I mean, sorry, but he's gonna
it's
be.
a shame you didn't get lottery numbers at the same time.
I swear. My brother pegged it. He was good at it. He got it dead on. I know he's looking down.
Say Ben Affleck's going to be Batman. Yeah, all right. What's your lucky numbers?
Yeah, I should have. 42. I'm like,
42, 63, 94, 16, 12.
Okay, I'll remember. I'll write that down. But
pull it out of a pair of wash jeans. Just, dear God, he was right. I could have been a millionaire, but I didn't listen.
But I know, it's just, Ben Affleck ended up being a good Batman.
Yeah.
But as I said, anybody can wear the costume. George Clooney did.
I think it was the maturity he brought to the
Yes, and the fact he played Bruce Wayne. He was Bruce Wayne more in this movie. And that's what made it work.
Yeah.
So, again, 10 out of 10. Paul, what was your rating?
Oh, yeah, 10 out of 10. Definitely a movie you got to see.
All right. Well, folks, I want you to make sure to subscribe to this channel. If you haven't, like this video, please share this video. Also, just to let you know, by the end of this month, we're going to be bringing back Local Spotlight. We did great on the tryout episode and everything of the first episode, and got really good response and really good views and everything. So I'm gonna be doing filming that this weekend. Be sure to check out Phoenix's new episode of Toy Box and everything. He's gonna be he got a Star Wars figure, a decent old figure still in the package and everything at a yard sale. So he's gonna be doing a little review of that. Please watch that and subscribe to it. And also, I want to apologize to Zach Martin. We didn't give him enough time. Sorry, man. Maybe next time. Take care, man. And also a shout out to Jeffrey. So, okay, well, I'm William Baxter.
And I'm Paul Bell.
And this has been That Review Show. So, thanks for watching, and please keep watching.